Hi and welcome to Spice and Pans. Today we'll be cooking Hainanese curry rice. So let's start cooking. Now we'll assemble the dish. Normally the curry and the braised pork gravy will be poured last, but today we'll just put them first so that we can see the beautiful ingredients that we will be putting onto the dish. The braised pork sauce, slaughter a little bit of it onto the plate. Add in a little bit of curry. We'll add some of this cabbage onto the rice. More vegetable is always good. Next, we'll add in the crispy pork chop. Listen to how crispy this is. This is always my favorite. Next, we'll add in the braised pork. Beautiful. Look how succulent this is. And finally, of course, we'll add in the sunny side up. Time to enjoy our lunch. Now I'll be slicing up the pork so that I can prepare them to be marinated later. I'm using shoulder butt over here, 320 grams of it. I prepared some already, but I just want to show you how it's done. So slice them thinly against the grain, just like this, about 1 cm or so. The reason why I'm using shoulder butt is because I want a little bit of fat in my pork so that it'll be crispy when we fry them. So just slice them thinly. Now we'll need to flatten them up. I'm using a mallet over here. Of course, you can use the back of the knife if you don't have a mallet. We want the size to be double or more of this. Make it very, very thin, otherwise it will not be crispy. Flip it to the other side and continue to do the same. So this is how it looks like. Very thin, and you can see that it's almost translucent. Light can actually pass through. So this is what we want. So continue with the rest and I'll show you how to do the marinade in a while. So once you've done flattening the pork, we'll add in the marinade now. We'll need 1 tablespoon of light soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of concentrated chicken stock. If you do not have concentrated chicken stock at home, you can always use chicken powder. If you are using chicken powder, you can use 1 teaspoon also. Half a teaspoon of sugar, half a teaspoon of 5-spice powder, 1 teaspoon of sesame oil, dashes of white pepper, add in 1 egg. So we need to mix this up. Wash your hand before you mix it up. I like to use my hand because then I can massage everything into the pork. In some of my videos, I've advised against using egg yolk if you want to have crispy deep fried stuff. Now for this recipe is slightly different because we are not using any flour. I'll be using a different kind of coating or crumbs. So it's fine if you use egg yolk for this, and it actually adds a little bit more liquid into this pork and it tastes much better. So once this is done, we'll leave this in the fridge covered for at least an hour. So I'll see you back in a while. Now we'll prepare the crumbs for the coating of the pork chop. I have with me over here chopped pieces of these cream soda crackers. If you do not have cream soda crackers at home, no worries. You can always use panko powder or breadcrumbs. So I'm just using a Ziploc bag over here. I'll be using chopped pieces of this first. If it's not enough, then we'll add in more. Put in. Just seal the bag up a little bit. Just put them into a Ziploc bag like this, seal it up, and we will crush this up. Make sure you crush this up into very, very small pieces, very finely. I'm just going to push more air out. Gently but firmly crush them. It'll be quite easy to crush them because they are actually very crispy. So once you've crushed them finely like this, we will now coat the pork chop with this very fine crumbs. Transfer the crumbs onto a tray. Just spread the crumbs out a little bit. We always use this. My mom always liked to use a glass bottle, but at home now we have a rolling pin, so I'm just going to show you how to actually coat this very nicely. Take a piece of the pork, spread out nicely, pat it down a little bit, turn to the other side, do the same, and we are going to use our rolling pin to slowly roll it over so that it can actually absorb more of this crumb. And this is what makes it very, very crispy. So always remember, if you do not have enough crumbs, always make more crumbs by crushing the soda cream crackers again. Okay, so this is how it's done. We'll continue to do the rest. We are going to deep fry the pork chop now. Heat up a pot of oil. I'm using the Green Pan Dutch oven, a very lightweight and very good induction of heat. So how to test whether the oil is ready or not? If you do not have a thermometer at home, you can always use a bamboo stick like this or a chopstick. I'm using a satay stick. Now you can see bubbles rising up. That means the oil is ready. So we now deep fry this. We will deep fry this over medium heat. Remember, don't overcrowd the pan. Just 2 or 3 pieces at a time. Because this is very thin, they cook pretty fast actually. So 3 pieces will be good. We'll be doing a double fry on this so that this will be super crispy. You want to have a light golden brown on the pork before we remove them from the oil. So for the first fry, this will be good enough. Okay, we'll just remove them from the oil right now. And we'll continue with the rest. And I'll show you how we do the second fry. We are going to double fry the pork chop. Put the heat up to high. And when the oil is hot enough, we will put in the pork chop. This will take approximately 10 to 15 seconds or so. You can put in a little bit more pieces, it's okay. We just do this in 2 batches. The important thing when double frying is not to turn down the heat, otherwise the oil will be trapped inside the pork and it will not taste good. Right, now they are squeezed out already, we'll remove them from the oil. So we'll continue with the rest. So now we are done with cooking the dish, so let's give this a taste. Let's try the vegetable first, the cabbage, with a little bit of the rice. Wow, very flavorful. Now the crispy pork chop. Exactly like what we eat outside. Really, really good. The braised pork. Sweet and savory, very flavorful. This is really great. So ladies and gentlemen, I hope you like our video. Do click like on our video and do subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching. Crispy pork chop. Listen to how crispy this is. This is always my favorite